everybody, it's Dana and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to make a card with some beautiful colored cardstock from Hero Arts. This is Arctic, Canary, Peony, and Kiwi. And we're going to use the beautiful flower and hearts cover plate. This cover plate is absolutely beautiful. Let me go ahead and pull it out for you. So as you can see, we have some gorgeous flowers here, as well as some hearts. And these all die cut out of the panel, which makes it super, super easy to create gorgeous cards. I'm going to go ahead and set these other ones aside, and I'm going to actually cut the cover panel first out of that Arctic cardstock. So now I have all of these pretty colors that I can make 4 beautiful cards. But today we're just going to work with the Arctic color, and we're going to put these other colors aside. As you can see, because I die cut from all those other colors, now I have beautiful colors that I can insert into each of the flowers. Now to get started, I did want to ink up just around the edges of this cardstock. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper here just to put it underneath my panel here so I don't mess up my desk. And then I'm going to go ahead and go around this panel with the Arctic ink. So I love that Hero Arts has inks that match their papers. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And it makes it so easy to kind of do a tone on tone look. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally ink blend this entire panel and maybe just like leave the center like a focal area. But for me, I just wanted to deepen up just slightly around those corners. So it just gave my card a little bit more depth. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally skip this part. To me, it just adds a little bit more of a pizzazz to my card. But again, not necessarily needed, but it does kind of step up those card panels just a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit more to the bottom. And as you can see, it really does kind of like draw your eye in towards the graphic element of the card. So now we have our gorgeous card panel here. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab those pieces that I die cut out of the other color cardstock. So what's so great about this is that they're flowers, right? So the stems are always going to be green. And all I have to do is change the tips of each one of these flowers. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and make this all sorts of colors with the colors that we already had die cut out. But for me, I thought a little bit of a nice pop of an element would to be making it simple by just die cutting top pieces to add on to those stems. So I went ahead and laid out the flowers that I decided I wanted to use on the card. And I think that's great. I don't want to fill in every single area. Now I'm going to just grab a pair of scissors and I'm just going to start snipping off the top of some of the extra pieces we had die cut out. So as you see here, I'm just chopping off. I shouldn't say chopping off, that sounds mean. I'm trimming off the top of the flower so I can add them to the stems. So you see how easy that is? I'm able to create some flowers with just the cardstock. I don't have to color anything, but if you wanted to, you can die cut all this in white and actually color in each one of the flowers if you choose to do that. For me, it was just really easy to create using all of the colors that I already had die cut out. So now all I'm going to do is just grab my pieces back out. I used my Hero Arts precision glue for this, and I'm going to now adhere the top of the flowers onto those stems. And look how easy that is. So if you cut out a whole bunch of these panels just in green, and then went crazy die cut now with a whole bunch of other Hero Arts cardstock, you can have beautiful flowers. Now remember, these flowers don't necessarily have to go right back into the cover panel. You can use them to add to different cards. So you can have a card that might just have the color of the cover plate rather, and then use the flowers on something else. They do not have to go back into this. But once they do, they actually are so gorgeous. Now, if you head on over to the Hero Arts Instagram page, you'll see some cards that were also made with this. And our design team is actually wonderful, showcasing so much of the releases that we have each month. I'm so honored to be a part of their team. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish laying down these pieces. Again, you can see just how easy this is because I had already cut from that Kiwi cardstock. All I have to do is add the tips back to my flower. Now you see I have these gorgeous flowers. It did not take me long to do this at all. And make sure to use your Hero Arts tweezers. It really does make putting these pieces back together super, super easy. All right, I have my flowers done. Now we can go ahead and start creating the card. For my card base, I love using the Hero Arts side folded cards. They just make card making super, super easy for me. But look how gorgeous that cover panel is just by placing it onto a white card base. I'm going to use some of my glue here just to hit those spots that need to be adhered down to this card. And then you could stop right here and you would have an absolutely beautiful card. Once I flip this over, you're going to see just by darkening up those edges, remember the edges that we did earlier, it really does add just a little bit more to the card panel. Actually kind of pulls your eye into the center. Now look how gorgeous this is. You can just put a sentiment on this and be done. But remember, we went ahead and die cut out all of those flowers that we're going to insert back in. So this is very easy to insert back in. They kind of fit back together like a puzzle piece. So you can see that they would just go directly back into the area that we already die cut it out from. Now, creating this type of card is super, super easy. And as you're going to see on this card, I don't fill in every single piece. I just don't feel like that's necessary. But if you wanted to, you could fill back in the hearts, you can fill back in some of those other flowers, and you can also fill in those tiny, tiny little dots that you see there. You could totally fill those in and it will make a stunning card. But for me, I wanted to keep the color palette a little bit simpler and really add a pop of white. So this is the last piece that I need to add into this card. And look how pretty this is. I did decide to keep my yellows towards the top of my card and my pinks towards the bottom. I just feel like that keeps your eye moving from one color to another color. But if you wanted to, you could switch it up and add your pinks and your yellows towards the top and mix it all up. But I like how I have the symmetry of like going around the card with some color by keeping the yellows and the pinks separate. All right, now don't forget to have these other cover plates that you die cut out. Now, this is a great tip if you wanted to just stack these on top of each other. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and stack that pink on top of the green and do a little bit of a shift. And you'll be able to see a little bit of that green. But by adding the yellow behind it, it's really going to pop. So I'll do a little shift of the yellow and look how pretty that is. Now that would make a stunning card just like that. But of course, for me today, I did want to add in just the flowers that we die cut out. I use one of the sentiments from the Hero Arts Valentine Wreath stamp set. I think this stamp set is so pretty. And I believe this sentiment works so great right on the center of this card. So I'll go ahead and grab my precision glue one more time. We're going to go ahead and stick that down in the center. And then we're going to have a gorgeous Valentine's Day card. Yes, it's still Valentine's Day, even though those colors are not your typical Valentine's Day colors. I just wanted to show you you can send out some love in spring colors as well. All right, everybody, that is the card for today. I super, super love this card, and I hope I inspired you to create a gorgeous card with this cover panel. All right, everybody, I will see you in another video soon. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.